join me on YouTube. Search out for Intimate Talk with Tolu on YouTube and join me live. You are welcome to my show tonight. And I'm sure you're going to be enjoying tonight's show. I started this particular topic on Tuesday by popular demand, and I'm going to continue that topic tonight. Okay, so let's just roll. Let's see the best we could do tonight on this show as we talk about the reason why you are frigid. All right, and I mean, you don't want to just be the only one to listen to this show. You want to call people that you care about and tell them to tune into this station right away, because I'm going to be breaking this down tonight. So whatever it is, you know how we do it on this show, that whatever problem you might be having, all you need to do is to be a part of Intimate Talk with Dr. Tolu. And what I do is trash the issue so that at the end of the day, at least you could say -1 to that problem in your sex life. I say this a lot of time, that most about 90, I won't be far from the truth if I say about 98% of marital problem currently are sex related. So when you have an opportunity to listen to a show like this, it's something you're supposed to be paying millions for, really, because your relationship is your life, and sex is a beautiful thing. It's something you deserve to enjoy. I was on a show tonight, and you know, somewhere on one of the radio stations with Larry Olushola, and we were talking about sex enhancements, you know, and sexual enhancements, and the thin line between that and jazz, you know, all these your kayamata, all these your aphrodisiac, all these things that people are using everywhere. That was what we talked about tonight, and of course, a lot of people these days, it's either you are rubbing this, or you are swallowing that, or you are licking this, all because you want to perform, or because you want to make a statement, or you want to create an impression, all because of sex. That was why, you know, I said it last week, that sex, the thing that take the least amount of time but cause the most amount of problem. All right, so if you are frigid tonight, you can say goodbye to your headache, to your frigidity headache, because I'm going to be talking about the causes of frigidity. On Tuesday, I don't want to go into all that. I talked about what frigidity is all about, what actually is frigidity, and tonight, and on Tuesday, of course, I talked about the symptoms of frigidity, and tonight, I'm going to be telling you the reason why you could be frigid. All right. Now, even though there are underlying medical conditions why people could be frigid, research shows that most cases of frigidity are psychologically related, all right? And all you need to do to cure this is to understand the causal factor and approach it holistically with the help of a sex therapist. So for those of you that have been sending me messages and be talking to me, oh, Dr. Tolu, I have this problem, this is my issue, my marriage is this, I've never enjoyed sex, I'm this, I'm that. You see, the way to solve your problem, because funny enough, that's why all this your kayamat, all these people that are taking your money and telling you drink this, your vagina will be sweeter, drink this, you'll be wetter, you last 1 hour, last 10 hours. My darling, if you keep taking all those things, if your mental state is not okay when it comes to sex, nothing is gonna work. So I need you to understand all this. That's why when people come here and tell me, oh, Dr. Tolu, what can I use? What Dr. Tolu, tell me what to drink. I just want them to understand that you can keep drinking these things and nothing is going to happen if your psyche is not right when it comes to sex. All right, so tonight, if you are having problem with frigidity, all I want to tell you are the things that could be the reason why you find yourself in that situation. So you're a woman, if they touch you from now till next year, you will never have an orgasm. Or you won't get wet, you find it difficult to have an orgasm, you've never had it before, or you just want to have sex, but you tried, like, okay, I even want to have the sex, but you can't have it. So whatever it is, and you find yourself in that situation tonight, I'm going to be telling you the possible reasons why you're having that issue. Now, the only way to solve your problem is not taking drug. I'm not saying you shouldn't go to the hospital and find out what is wrong with you, but the point is, the solution to your issue is not taking drug from now till eternity. You need to find, that is why even if you go to the hospital, they want to run the test, they want to run tests for you. So the first step is to finding out why you are in this situation. If you find out why, coming out is going to be very easy for you. So tonight, I'm going to be telling you reasons why you could be frigid. And my number one reason is what I call medical factors, all right? Now, you could call it physical factors. Anyway, let me not call it medical. Let me call it physical factors. These are medical conditions that could actually result to a woman's inability to have interest in sex. Now, when I talk about frigidity, I'm talking about, just call it low libido in women. Something that make a woman not wanting to have sex, not wanting to enjoy sex, even no, not just wanting. She wants to have sex, but she can't bring herself to enjoy it. She can't have orgasm. She can't get aroused so easily. She can't get wet so easily. You do everything. They say, touch it, lick this, do that. You keep doing all that. She's just there like a log of wood or like an ice fish. I remember a lady called in last week and said, Dr. Tolu, everything you mentioned is just what is happening to me. My husband is thinking I don't love him. I love him and I want to make love to him, but I just can't get myself down to doing these things. So a lot of people, so many women are in this situation, and they keep fighting with their husband because the man keep feeling she doesn't want to sleep with me, she's not enjoying sex with me. It is not just about you as a man. Your wife has a problem. That is why, when people come to me with issues like this, I tell them, instead of fighting your partner, deal with the problem. Deal with the problem, and then your marriage will be fine. You guys will be cool together. All right. So physical factors, and under the physical factors, number one, the fact that there are some medical conditions that can cause problem with your sexual desire. Conditions like diabetes, like heart disease, like neurological diseases, they could actually impact your ability to enjoy sex. So think about it. If you are diabetic, if you are having neurological problems, if you are having problem with if you're having heart issues, it might be the reason why getting yourself bringing yourself to start enjoying sex could be difficult. So consider that, and that could be number one that could be the reason why you are frigid. Another physical cause could be hormonal imbalances. Now estrogen, we all understand that estrogen is one of the hormones that is responsible for sexual drive in women. So for so many reasons, your level of estrogen could be low. It could be as a result of hormonal imbalances. It happens when you have hormonal imbalances, probably because you are taking certain drugs, probably because you're in certain time of the month, maybe in your cycle. It could be as a result of all of this or any of this, and you could be having hormonal imbalances. When you have hormonal imbalances, what happens is your estrogen level reduces. When your estrogen level reduces, the desire to have sex reduces. This could be the reason why you are frigid. Number three, physical cause, or probably you could call it medical cause, is menopause. All right, menopause. Now, reaching the fact that you have reached your menopause stage doesn't mean you cannot enjoy sex. But to some people, it might mean that you need to make extra effort to be able to enjoy sex. All right, because menopause could lead to dryness, could lead to, the reduction of your estrogen level. Part of the thing that could actually cause estrogen to decrease is menopause. So menopause could be the reason. Now, don't get this twisted. I am not saying if you reach menopause, you don't have capacity to get wet or enjoy sex, but I am telling you so you could look at all these reasons, write them down. So when you write them down, you can actually click those that you think might be the reason why you find yourself in this situation. So it could be menopause. Number four, it could be chronic diseases as kidney diseases or liver failure. So if you are battling certain chronic diseases, I don't know, somebody is suffering from liver failure or kidney disease, I don't think sex will be the next thing in their mind. All right, it could be because of that. That is the reason why you can't bring yourself to feel horny. You don't feel horny, you don't feel like having sex. And then it could be damage to nerves due to surgery or trauma. All right, probably you had some certain surgeries and they have caused some damages to some of your nerves. That could actually be the reason why you are feeling what you are feeling. And what you need to do in these cases is, of course, I'm going to be talking about solutions later, but I'm still talking about the causes, because you need to understand the causes so you can understand the solution. So what you need to do in this case, if it's medical, of course, you need to go to the hospital, run some tests, and find out why. But I'm going to come into all that. But I'm just telling you what could be the cause. Another thing is the side effect of certain medications. That is why when it comes to taking antidepressant drugs, sex therapists, counselors want to counsel you along when you are doing that. It's just that the way things are in our society today, medical doctors are uh they are counselors, you know. In fact, I just think things are messed up actually in this part of the world, because if you go to hospitals where things are being done the right way, you will have your medical doctors, and you have your counselors along. People like Dr. Tolu will also be at the hospital to counsel you along with your medical, with your medications. That's the way it's done. If, for example, you are taking antidepressant drugs, you need counselors who also work with your medical doctor to be able to help you. So for certain reasons, if you are taking antidepressant drugs, it could affect your sexual desire and your sexual function. So I'm talking about certain, you could be reacting to certain drugs. In fact, funny enough, I remember when I was talking about how to have a healthy vagina. If you've been following me on this show, you remember I talked about that particular topic. You see, I tell women a lot of time, you need to understand yourself to a level that if you swallow, even if it's, I don't want to mention any drug, but let me just say this because it's a common one, maybe Panadol or paracetamol. If you swallow something like that, and if there is any little reaction in your body, you should be sensitive enough to understand or to note that. Funny enough, for me, I've been able to, okay, let me say this. Especially when I remember when I was talking about to have a healthy vagina, you should be able to master your vagina. Those of you that are battling with itching, scratching, redness, discharge, and all that, there are certain drugs that you take. As soon as you take them, you feel them instantly in your vagina. You should be sensitive enough. You should be able to understand. That's why I tell women, take a mirror, look at your vagina, find out how it looks, see how it feels, so that when you find yourself in this kind of situation, you won't be able to understand what is that's, oh, something is wrong. As soon as you are noticing a little bit of changes, you could quickly understand where things are gone wrong. All right. So side effects of certain medications could cause dryness, could cause your inability to be able to have sexual desire. Another thing is infection, probably STDs. Some STDs will just keep your vagina dry for life. There's nothing you could do about it. So certain STDs could actually make you to be frigid. All right. So look at infection. So probably you have some staphylococcus or whatever it is, or certain form of kind of infection that you also need to treat. All right. This is so much, and I'm trying to rush through because I don't want to take this till next week. I don't know I'm going to do this. All right. And then another thing is surgery. I've mentioned that previous surgery, such as probably removal of uterus. You know, if you have some certain kind of surgery, it could actually resort to frigidity or inability to get aroused, inability to show interest in sex, inability to feel horny. All right. So every point that I've just mentioned, all the points that I mentioned are medical, or you could call them physical reasons or factors that could affect you. So now look at yourself. Are this the reason why you think you are finding yourself in this situation? They touch you, you are not getting any. They do everything, they lick you, they do that, they finger you, they say the man has tried everything possible, but it's not working. You are not just showing interest. Look at this. But funny in love, like I said, higher percentage, close to 95% of your frigidity issue is psychological. So let me move on from the medical factor, which might actually be just a very little factor, a very little factor that could cause this problem. And I think it's even easy if it's medical, because all you need to do is to go to the hospital, run some tests, and doctor find out what is wrong with you, and it could be solved. But I'm going to be coming to how to solve this problem, but just understand that your issue could be physical. Number two is what I call the sociological factor. So your frigidity could actually be sociological. All right. Now, parental upbringing in some cases can result to people seeing sex in future as terrible, as bad. So there's some sociological factor that could actually make you to be frigid, which I think is very, very, very common in this part of the world. Very common. You don't want to move a muscle, right? All right, remember you could actually join me live on Facebook, 99.3 Nigeria Info. You could also watch me live if you don't have access to your TV. You could watch me on YouTube, Intimate Talk with Tolu. And of course, you could watch me live on Wazobia Max 259, and that's DSTV 259, and of course 99.3 Nigeria Info. All right. Okay, so I'm talking about the sociological factor, which I think is a big deal in this part of the world. My number one sociological factor is phobia for sex. Now, I tell women a lot of that. This particular topic is about women. I tell women a lot of time, when you were growing up, everything you've been told about sex is bad though, sex is not good though, don't go near it oh, you move near a man, people are so scared of sex because, and I am not saying you should be teaching children. You see, there's difference between sex education and teaching people how to make love. All right, children need sex education. Now, not how to, not teaching them, oh, this is the way to make love. This is, no, that's not what we are talking about. But let them understand that sex is beautiful, sex is interesting, but it is good at certain stages. It has consequences. All those things, children should be exposed to the consequences. If they do this, this is what will happen. They should have understanding of, if I want to do it, I am ready to face the consequences. All right. So sex education is something that we should teach children the right way, so that they don't go astray. Funny enough, most of these things you are hiding, these kids, they actually know it more than you know, thanks to social media and the internet. All right. Phobia for sex. If when you were small, everything that you've heard about sex has put a kind of fear in you. By the time you now grow up, or maybe by the time you are married, you are now ready to have the sex, the phobia could be there. Because like I said on Tuesday, it's not so easy to say that, oh, sex is bad, I don't want to have sex, I don't want to do this, anything said, remove it from me, blah, blah, blah. And then when you get married, you now say, oh, now I'm ready to have sex, I'm ready for it, now it's time. No, it doesn't work that way. It's not a switch. You need to reset your brain. You need to reset, I don't, that's the right word I could use. It's like what do I call it now? Like behavioral, like behavioral style of counseling, or behavioral theory of counseling. It's like you have to go to the software, remove the old software and reinstall a new software. If you don't do that, the phobia for sex is going to be there. Another sociological factor is the sense of guilt and shame. You see, that is why I tell women a lot of time, you don't understand this, that when men call me, I want to sleep with my girlfriend, she's always saying no, she doesn't want me to sleep with her. I tell them, oh, you think about it. Those of you, how many of you that are listening to me, even as much as you even want to have sex while you were single, as much as you say, I don't care, I don't care, I can have sex and all that, how many of you have sex? And after doing it, after getting down, when you stand up, you still don't feel like, oh, I shouldn't have done this. You don't feel bad. You don't feel a sense of guilt. You don't feel a sense of shame. It's not so common in this part of the world. Especially, I think this is actually, as much as I know that, the language of sex has nothing to do with culture, when it is in a context. Anyway, there's something I'm trying to say, but I understand that. You see, in some part of Nigeria, the way we see sex, generally the way we see sex, but funny enough, in some part, the way we even see it is different. All right? You see, in some area, in fact, especially, I think Yoruba, I think Yoruba see sex like, don't do it, oh, it's so sacred, oh, it's so this, so I think in some parts, I'm trying, there's a way, there's something I want to say. Okay, let me say this. I'm not trying to say that maybe a tribe is better than the other, but there's a point I was trying to make. Where I was coming from, the way we were brought up, you can stay with a man. The man doesn't have money. You can grow with the man, manage with the man. And when the man is, you can just suffer with the man to some extent, And money is good, but, your marriage, the fact that you want to be with a man is not all about that. While I was growing up, then when I find myself I stayed a lot southern part, eastern southern part of Nigeria. When I got there and I started doing this thing I'm doing, I begin to see, inside me, I'm feeling like, Why ladies like this, you know, you need to have money because you can date me, you know, and the way they see sex, I don't know, maybe not all Yoruba, but maybe in the part where I grew up, the way we see sex is different from the way they are seeing, and I begin to feel like, this thing is different. It's so obvious to me, really. It's so obvious. Now, so the point is, when you are growing up, I'm asking you as singles, most of you, how many times do you have sex with somebody you are not married to? And you don't go back and feel like, oh, I shouldn't have done it. Some of you will go to the bedroom and scrub yourself. Some of you, you are going to cry. Some of you are going to feel bad. You're going to feel terrible. You go to church and pray and fast and be asking for forgiveness for days. Sense of guilt and shame. That is why I tell men a lot of time, you know, especially single guys are writing to me, my wife doesn't want to, my girlfriend doesn't want to have sex with me, my girlfriend doesn't want to sleep, or even if she is doing it, most of the time you are forcing her to do it. Because the way we were brought up in this, or we are brought up in this part of the world, women somehow, even in developed world, women somehow need something I call women need to be vulnerable. You need vulnerability to enjoy sex. You need to be vulnerable. Vulnerability means, you know, you give yourself away without holding anything back. You are saying, just have me. Do with me what you want to do. Take me. Do everything. That level, before you can really, really get down and enjoy sex, you need to get to that level as a woman. Not holding anything back. Relax. Flow. Forget any other thing. If you can't get to that point as a woman, it's difficult to really, really achieve orgasm. But getting to that level as a woman also requires you to be vulnerable. Now, that vulnerability, women always look for it under the covering that marriage provides because of our cultural upbringing. Even, like I said, in developed world, it even happens. Women want to feel secured. Women want to feel assured. You know, it's a kind of assurance before they can get down, before they can let loose their guards. Now, because of that, every time most of you have sex, you're always feeling, oh, I shouldn't have done it. Oh, I shouldn't. By the time you get married, you now really want to, okay, I'm ready. It's difficult because of the way mind has been set. Sociological factor, reason why you are frigid could be because of the sense of guilt and shame. And of course, to those who are not married, frigidity could be common because of this. Because you can't bring yourself to get wet. You can't bring yourself to be vulnerable. You can't bring yourself to get lost in the act because you are feeling, oh, I'm not supposed to be doing this. Oh, I'm not supposed to be doing it. Oh, I don't want to do it. Every time you are feeling like that, forget it. Getting wet, getting aroused, getting horny become difficult. Number 4, a sociological factor is seeing sex as dirty and unclean. Very common in this part of the world. Hey, no, I can't do that. Oh, how can I put my mouth in somebody's mouth? Oh no, I can't. It's dirty. Inyama. I mean, I have a client. All she kept saying is inyama, inyama. I was like, what's this? How do you enjoy sex when everything you keep saying is nyama, nyama? I'm like, no. I mean, I have seen clients that said, I can't kiss. Married, she kept saying, I can't allow my husband to kiss me. When that happened to me, I have this kind of rashes. I mean, she actually said she have a kind of reaction whenever somebody is, whenever a husband want to kiss her. So somehow, because you see sex as dirty, how can somebody put his mouth? Oh, how can somebody put his this? How can somebody, no, yeah. How can the bed, you know, I don't want my bed sheet to get stained. I don't want this to happen. Sex, funny enough, good sex is dirty. It doesn't have to be clean. And then you kept saying, no, I don't want my white bedspread to be stained. I don't want to pee. I don't want to do this. I don't want that. Because you see sex and dirty as dirty and unclean, every time you want to make love, your head, the signal is coming to your brain. It's dirty, it's unclean. And then getting yourself to get to a level where you can enjoy sex become difficult. Another sociological factor is some women, due to strict religious background or orthodox orientation, take sex as something to be refrained from. Obviously, they don't get aroused by their partner and have limited sexual desire. Now, celibacy is a choice, all right? If you want to be celibate, it is your choice. But people are celibate ignorantly. in this part of the world ignorantly. You are doing it because I want them to think I'm holy. I want them to think I'm very good. I'm a good girl. That is your motivation. It's weak. Your motivation is weak. And every time you are, in fact, that I could tell you a lot of women that are frigid, that is your problem. Because when you were growing up, everything in your head about sex, I will tell you that people like me, let me just use, I try as much as possible. I mean, this is intimate talk with Dr. Tolu, not about Dr. Tolu. But I can't tell you this, that when I was growing up, I used to be like that. So if I tell people I do all this and I talk about sex and they say, oh, Dr. Tolu can say anything, you people don't understand where I was coming from. In fact, moving close to a man, for a man to look at me, I'll feel guilty. I'll feel bad. Like maybe there's something I do. Maybe there's a clothes I wear that is making them to look at me that way. That was the way I grew up. A man look at you, you pick race. You go and do 3 days fasting and pray and say, God, forgive me because he touched me. He tried to hug me. In fact, the first boyfriend, the first boyfriend I had, I took him to my pastor. I don't even want to talk. This time I was already in the university. I took him to my pastor. You have to be born again before I could be your friend. You have to be born again before you could talk to me. And he kept saying, okay, I'll follow you to church. He started coming to my church. I said, you are not genuine. I carried him to my pastor. And this guy actually became born again. Bad boy. Anyway, leave that. But the point is, to me, I have been there. And I need to work and work and work and work on myself when I got married. So many of you women, so many of you that cannot bring yourself to enjoy sex is because of your religious background, where you are coming from, how you see sex, how you run away from sex. You see, you don't need to make sex bad to be celibate. Sex is good, it's beautiful. Open your mind to it, but you don't need to have sex if you don't want to. But because of the way you are so strict about it, very, very strict background, by the time you get married, bringing yourself, I mean, you've been like this for 20 years, for 25 years, and then you just wake up one day and say, okay, I want to have sex. It doesn't work that way. You need to reset your brain. You need to remove the old software and put a new one, reinstall a new one. And then number 5 is seeing sex as taboo. Very common. Taboo, that's another sociological factor. Now, the reason why you are frigid, the reason why you can't enjoy sex, the reason why you can't get wet could also be the fact that sex has been seen as a taboo. Don't go near there. Don't talk about it. Don't look at it. Man must not touch you. You need to reset your brain. And then my number 3 is what I call psychological factor, which is actually the major. In fact, the ones I'll be talking about, physical factor, sociological factor, very serious, because a lot of people, you are like this. You are like ice fish whenever your husband wants to make love to you because of your background, because of how you were brought up. That is why you find yourself in this situation. But majorly are the psychological factor. And I will be taking a break, for a second, then I will come back. All right.
Dr. Tolu, the fixer.
All right, so welcome back. We are still talking about reasons why you could be frigid. All right. Frigidity is very common. A lot of women are battling with it. So whatever it is, and if you find yourself in that situation, you don't understand, it could be tough, it could be terrible, it could be bad. People feel bad in this situation. I mean, people will feel like frigidity, dryness, what's a big deal? And that's what, but it's a big deal. You need, I mean, you need to walk in people's shoe to understand what they are going through. And the truth of the matter is, like what we the show I went for tonight, people talking about taking this, a lot of people are making hell of money, a whole lot of money from telling women, drink this, you get wet, take that, you get, your vagina will be sweet like honey, take this, take that. For crying out loud, if you don't understand the science of love making, if you like, take it from now till tomorrow. If you get wet today, tomorrow you go and take it again so you could get wet. All right. So the truth of the matter is, you need to understand the science of love making to be able to get wet. You need to be able to find the reason why you are not getting wet, solve the problem. Drinking your kayamat, I don't know, all these things that you guys are drinking, this, drinking that, this one, you say bring 1 million, I will give you this so that you'll be sweeter and you'll be, you need, if you take something that make you to be sweeter from now till tomorrow, if you don't know how to make love, you need more than a wet vagina to make love, for crying out loud. Give me something. They will tell you, I will give you this. When I give it to you, you know, when the man tastes it, the man will not be able to go, except it's jazz, which is what we were talking about tonight, except it is just juju. If it is not juju, there is nothing like it's so wet, it's so sweet, the man will not be able to go. It's a whole package. It's beyond just the vagina. Every part of you making love to a woman, to a man, because we just feel like, so far, is it not for the man to penetrate and the man will feel good, or the place is so sweet? No, it's a whole lot of package. The way you make love has a whole lot to do with the way you look, with your 5 senses. I say this on this show, and I say I'm going to talk about it, how to include your 5 senses in the act of lovemaking. Your sense of sight, your sense of taste, your sense of hearing, your sense of, I mean, you remember all those 5 senses in biology. You should get them. Men also want to feel good. Men also want quality sex. It's not just about only the vagina. So everything has to get involved. So all these things you are taking, all the bobo tigbo you are drinking, that's why when you call me and tell me, Dr. Tolu, what can I do, to make it so sweet? Except it is just master your skill. What you need is your skill. And if you're having problem, you're having frigidity problem, that is why I'm trashing it tonight, so you could sort it out. And then master your skill, and then your love making becomes heavenly. All right. So I'm looking at the psychological factor. And then number one, I can't exhaust this tonight, because I will start taking your calls and your comments after this. Number one, now, if your partner is unable to sexually arouse you, or does not even take care of your physical or emotional needs, it's very easy to develop frigidity. In fact, those are 2 big points that I just mentioned. Now, for a man, most men, all you want to do is, you have been married. I've seen this a lot of time. 10 years, 15 years, all you do is just one style of lovemaking, missionary. Woman down, man on top. That's the only, not that missionary style is not good, but why should you be doing that for 10 years? Because that's the only style that you like as a man. That's the one you enjoy the most. And that, or maybe that's the one that allow you, to touch, men say they want to touch the bottom. That's the one that allow you to touch the bottom. You don't care about her, and you are complaining she's frigid. She's lying down like a log of wood. Why won't she? Because she's always doing it for you. When you don't know how to arouse a woman, lovemaking, women, you see, lovemaking is 2 ways. It's 50-50 actually. The 2 of you, when you want to make love, you must, as a woman, the first thing that comes to your mind is, I want my man to be satisfied. 200% if possible. Everything I want to do during this act of lovemaking is about my man. I just want him to feel cool. So you set your mind like that as a woman. And as a man, you are coming with the same mindset. Everything about this lovemaking is about my woman. I want her to enjoy it. I want her to scream. I want her to feel heavenly. The 2 of you have to come with that mindset. If you don't come with that mindset, it's like a rat race. It's a cycle. You don't know how to arouse her. She will keep lying down like a log of wood. You don't know how to arouse her. She'll keep being like ice fish. You're always complaining. You don't know how to arouse a woman. You don't know where to touch. You don't know how to touch. All your friends are saying, just touch the clitoris. And you touch the clitoris. They say it's a clitoris. You touch it anyhow. And you're turning her off instead of turning her on. The reason why your woman is dry, why she's frigid, why she can't get herself to enjoy sex is because she's tired. She's tired, and then because I'm going to come to that, so many of them, so many women will not tell you because they don't want to look like a bad girl. So every time you want to make love to her, you are touching her the wrong way. You are touching the boobs as if you are pressing a balloon. And what all these things are doing is turning her off instead of turning her on. Psychological factor. Number one, your inability to arouse a woman. Every man needs to learn the skill of how to make a woman to get wet. Every part of a woman's body is sexual. We are sexual beings as human. Find those spots. Learn how to touch them. She's going to get wet. All right? So it could be psychological, and it could be because you don't know how to arouse a woman. And another thing is you don't know how to take care of her emotional needs. Now, if you don't know how to take care of a woman's emotional needs, she will develop frigidity. Because after telling you, let's do it this way, let's do it. You see, sex for a woman doesn't start from that point of lovemaking. It starts from the morning. That's why I tell men a lot of time, if you are looking forward to getting down at night, be nice in the morning. It is not when you now want to do, you say, ah, baby more, sweetie more. Somebody you've not been talking to since morning, and then baby more, come now, and then you are rubbing her back. Somebody in the morning you can't even kiss before you say goodbye. When she's at work, you can't call her and say, babe, how are you doing? Nothing of that nation, and you want to make love, and that's the time you want to start getting emotional. See, if you can't connect to a woman's emotional needs, she can develop frigidity as a man. That could be your problem. Number two, communication gap between couples can lead to lack of sexual interest in men. Now, women doesn't take sex as mere physical relationship. For a woman, it goes beyond the body. It's very close to my number one point. You know, you can add number one and two together. You know, you don't know. Number one is you don't understand how to arouse a woman. Number two is inability to be able to connect to our emotional needs, to supply our emotional needs. If you don't know how to do that, women doesn't see sex. Women are not like men who just, I mean, you just look at, you know, your wife just passed and you see her backside, you know, or you see the boobs and you start having erection. It takes a whole lot of emotion, and before a woman can, you know, see you and start getting where there must be a kind of emotional connection. If you can't feel our emotional, how will I put it? If you can't fill up the emotional vacuum, frigidity could develop. Because the only time you want to get connected is when you want to have sex. She could develop frigidity. So, where the emotional bond is missing, chances are very high that the sexual life will not be great. That's number two. Number three, I think I'll stop at number three. I have 17 points for psychological factor, because these are actually the major reason why she's frigid. All right. So let's look at anxiety. Anxiety. Now, as anxiety results in most of this, I mean, I said I'm going to be talking about premature ejaculation one of these days on this show, because I know it's a big issue that a lot of people want to ask me about. Just the way men develop premature ejaculation or erectile dysfunction as a result of anxiety, so also a woman develop frigidity and low libido as a result of anxiety. All right. Now, anxiety of, I don't even know if my boobs is looking well. I don't even know if I'm, you know, a lot of things could make a woman to be anxious. A lot of things. The stretch mark is there. I don't even know if I'm good. I don't even know if she likes if he likes what he's saying. I don't even know if the bed. So many things could result to anxiety, and as a result, as soon as a woman is anxious, getting down and getting lost in the act of lovemaking becomes difficult. All right, becomes very difficult. Number four. Okay, this is like, okay, let me put it this way. Let me go to number four. Absence of proper education, you know, absence of proper education about different birth control methods might make a woman not to want to get down. Now, this is it. You don't want to have sex because you're afraid I could get pregnant. As soon as the fear of, I don't want to get pregnant, you don't have proper education. That is why I tell women, even for some of you that are, I think this is where I'm going to stop tonight. Some of you that are having issues with um, getting pregnant, if you understand how to calculate your ovulation, it's going to be very, very easy. I don't know if I have enough time. Probably I could teach you, a very simple way to calculate your ovulation. Now, so for some women, it's all about, I don't want to get pregnant. As soon as the fear of, I don't want to task, they can't bring their mind to sex. Every time they are thinking about sex, they are feeling. And for women, I tell men a lot of time, sex. That is why frigidity is an issue for women, because sex starts from the brain. It starts from the head. You need to put yourself in it to be able to enjoy. And every time she want to have sex, she's thinking, hey, I don't want to get pregnant, or I don't know, maybe the this thing we are using, maybe it's working for me, maybe it's not working for me. I don't know, I don't understand. Maybe the drugs I'm using, maybe I could get pregnant. As soon as a woman start feeling like that, forget it. She can never ever enjoy sex. She can't put her mind to enjoy. And if a woman, I've said it a whole lot of, if a woman cannot put her mind, cannot connect spiritually in the mind, your body, your mind, your soul has to get connected to be able to enjoy sex. If a woman can't get connected that way, enjoying sex becomes impossible. Getting wet, getting honey become a trouble. And if you can't get honey and you can't get wet, frigidity develops. All right. So on Tuesday, I think that's all I could. I will be giving you the remaining, I think, like 10 points on psychological factor, and then we move on to what you could do to solve your frigidity problem. So when I talk about topics on this show, I want to talk about them in a way that I don't just want to rush through them. I want to break it down so that if that is your problem, if you listen to that particular topic, you will be able to say goodbye to that problem. All right? So I want to listen to you now. I want you to call me. Tell me what you think about this. If you are having the same problem, what do you think? Are you in the same shoe? Or you have any issue that is bothering you about your relationship, about your sex life, and about your marriage, and you want to ask Dr. Tolu? I am right here for you. Let us talk.
Call us on 0127709993, 0127719993, 0127729993, and 0127739993. This is Nigeria Info. We are listening. She's blunt, real, and practical. She is a professional clinical counselor, sex therapist, and excellent matchmaker. She can help you rekindle the flames of love. Join Dr. Tolu. Join Dr. Tolu, the fixer, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Nigeria Info. The flames of love. Call us on 0127709993, 0127719993, 0127729993, and 0127739993. This is Nigeria Info. We are listening.
Hello. Good morning. Okay. 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 Why? We need to find out why before we could solve this problem. I need to know, when was your last relationship? 2004, and this is 2018, right? So that's 14 years ago. So you have never slept with a woman for 14 years now. Is that what you are saying? You've never had sex for 14 years. Why? You don't have any. So how do you don't have sexual urge? You need you don't have early morning erection. That's, you see, people, you need to open up, because you know why. That's why when people come for therapy, I tell them I am not a magician. I'm not going to do one abracadabra. Most time we know the cause of these issues and we don't want to talk about it. Because you are not feeling erection, you are afraid to get close to a woman. Is that not? That is it. That is it. And you don't even know if it, you don't know how bad this thing is. For 14 years, we've not even tried. Or have you tried it and be disappointed? The fear will not allow you to try it. Right? You know what I will tell you? I've said it a whole lot of time. I think I need to talk about this premature ejaculation and this erectile dysfunction issue, because this thing is all in your head. And I don't even know, okay, but you could listen to me. It's all in your head. I know when when you were telling me that it's because you have not had a woman for 14 years, you don't feel like, I know it has to do with erection. It has to do with the fact that you have concluded you can't sleep with a woman, so there's no point calling a woman. It is, man, I know that it's a big deal for you. I know your erection is egoistic. I know you don't want to be disappointed when you want to make love to a woman. But come on, talk to yourself. I don't know the right way to reset this thing from men brain. It's difficult. Men, it is okay for you to want to get close to a woman, and if the erection, you need to reset your brain. If the erection want to come, let it come. If it doesn't want to come, all good. If you can't bring yourself to that level, you will keep having this problem. So to answer your question, I think you need to see me. You need to see me. Let's sit down and look at this holistically. Find out what is causing this problem. Find out how we could solve it, whether it's medical, whether it's psychological. Let's find out. And I think the first step is going out to sleep with a woman. Even if it doesn't work, come on, brace up yourself. If it doesn't work today, it can work tomorrow. You need to come out of this. All right. So we need to see. That's just it. We need to see that's the solution to that issue. All right. Hello? Yeah. Oh, good. I have a woman. I have a lady. From, okay, Magdalene from Lekki. All right. Okay. Okay. You don't have a boyfriend, you don't have a fiancé, and you feel like having sex. Good. All right. So I'm going to answer your question. So it's okay to feel like having sex. The hormones are there. They're going to demand for it. All right. So now this is a two-way thing. Anyway, let me not go the other way. Let me just answer your question directly. You want to have sex. Your body is saying I want to have sex. And there is no man to have sex with. Divert your energy to other things. All right. If you can find a way to make yourself feel good, fine. But if you can't handle it, divert your energy to other things. That's the simplest way I could answer that question. Hello. Yeah, you want to speak up. Good morning. Okay, John from Ogun State. Thank you. You're a sex addict. Okay. Always. Okay. You could be having premature ejaculation. You see, it's interwoven. You could be having premature ejaculation because You could be having that problem because you always want to have sex. That is it. In fact, that's number one step. You are always wanting to have sex. That is the reason why you are suffering from premature ejaculation. It's as simple as that. So if you want to solve your premature ejaculation problem, solve your sexual addiction problem. That's how it is. Solve your sexual addiction problem, your premature ejaculation problem will be solved. How do you solve that? Okay, let me talk about that briefly. All right. So you want to, I think I mentioned something like this on Tuesday. Now, I didn't ask you, and that line has gone off. I am very sure, you don't even need to deny it. I know you don't want, might not want to agree with me. 100% that you will be addicted to pornography. If I pick your phone, John, I'm sure there will be a lot of porn inside your phone. So the first thing you do to solve this your sexual addiction problem, number one, there are 1,000. In fact, I could give you like 20 points. But the one I could remember, number one, remove all these things that remind you about. So delete your phone from porn. Purge yourself. All those porn around you, first of all, remove them. I am not saying, this is not about telling you that porn is bad. This is about how to solve your premature ejaculation problem, how to solve your sexual addiction problem. Occupy your mind with other things. Replace those things with things that other things. Install books, install some things you could do. The time you are using, that's one. The time you are using to watch porn, start using it to do other things. Get involved, get busy, and what other things could you do? Every time you can have like a rubber band. I use that a lot in the form of, if you have like a rubber band or something like a band, you could call it like, it could be like a ritual, like a reminder band. Every time you are having unnecessary erection, draw it and tap yourself, bam, to remind you, I'm not supposed to be having this. Let it stick to your brain. The time that there's 1,001 things you could do, but if you are talking to me now, if this is a sex therapy session, I want to understand your life, John. I want to understand your day-to-day activities. I want to know the kind of person you are. Then design a program for you to be able to stop thinking about sex all the time. All right? Hello? Yeah. Good morning, a lady. You're welcome. You want to tell me your name or you want to be anonymous? You are Faith from Badagry. Okay. You need to speak up. I can. Okay. So because of that, you don't enjoy sex. Use condom. That use condom. That solves your problem. Hello. Sorry, the feedback was too much. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
The original doctor, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You sound original, that's why I'm calling you original.
Thank you.
There are so many fake doctors around. Those that give medicine, but the medicine doesn't work.
Those are the people that you people like now.
You know, not that one, it's lack of education, understand?
Yes, you are right.
No one like to beat around the bush.
Mm-hmm.
Just lack of education.
Ignorance. Yeah.
Thank you for putting me right. Thank you for the program. Nigeria Info is the best. In fact, I've been there for so many years.
Okay.
Judging from the Dr. Bata and the rest, you people are number one. In fact, I don't know how to describe that.
Oh.
People are giving life to people.
Thank
And
you.
making the family to feel good because sex is one of the things that cause problems in the family.
Right.
But when you intervene, they will say, don't worry, better. Nobody wants to speak it out.
Right.
So, I just have one question.
Okay.
Maybe in my own side, my name is Princess Nanazov. I'm calling from Kuka.
Okay.
In my own side now, the only problem I feel is that if I have sex in the first place, the second time, I will not perform better.
Okay.
And I think I noticed that the women doesn't like that like it that way.
Okay.
So what are the likely problems?
Okay. So you
And
want...
you, I'm sorry to say that you, there's a number you need to give us some,
Okay.
some people that need relationship, maybe ladies and girls. But
Okay.
no longer bring the numbers again. What's the problem?
Okay. I will do. There are too many things to talk about, so sometimes I get carried away and I forget.
But you
Okay.
know that most of us are interested, most of us are not married,
Okay.
So
Okay. I'm going to drop the number. All right. Thank you
okay.
for calling, Prince. I will answer your question.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So the question is, I'm going one round and I want to go two rounds, so I'm not doing well. If you can do one round, you see, there are a lot of things you could do to be able to go 1, 2, 3. But please, the first step to solving your problem is to be contented. And I've said it on this show. Please, as much as possible, let us think. There are some one round that are better than 10 rounds. Do a good one round. If you have the capacity to go, before you start talking of how to go. Now, if you have the capacity to go, fine. If you can't go, please relax. Don't get agitated. Now, there are a lot of things you could do to be able to last more. And the reason why you can't last more could be due to a lot of factors. So now telling you to do this might not be right until I find out why you can do that. All right, so let me just take my time and talk about probably premature ejaculation and probably erectile dysfunction holistically on this show. All right. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, Dr. Tolu.
Good morning, sir. The feedback is too much.
Yes, I'm reducing the volume.
Okay.
So I'm very grateful and thanking you for the good work you're doing on Nigeria Info and
Thank you.
as well as it.
Thank
So
you.
what I'm trying to do is this. I'm having this problem that quick ejaculation I quickly release when I have sex.
Okay.
And I'm about getting married now, and my woman is she's somehow complaining about that.
How long can you last?
If,
Averagely.
if possible, let's say 3 minutes.
Okay.
4 minutes.
Okay. 3, 4 minutes. Okay, so let me tell you this. The first thing to just tell you is relax. As the more the moment you start getting agitated about this, the moment your erection starts coming to zero. As difficult as it sounds, that's the first step to coming out of this thing. Stop getting agitated. Get contented with your 3 to 4 minutes. That's one. Number two, we need to find out why you can't last longer. And if you can't find out, we can't solve this issue. All right? That's number two. Number three, women, it's fine. Women want you to make love to them, to eat the G-spot, to penetrate, and the turgidity and last longer. Women want that. But if you can make your woman, most of the time, clitoral stimulation is what makes a woman to feel good. So most time when, let me give you this secret. Most time when a lot of women are complaining, men, you need to listen to this. Every time they are complaining, I'm not enjoying sex, I'm not enjoying sex, you are not doing it the right way. They are not telling you to stay for 10 minutes or 20 minutes. They just don't know how to tell you. They are telling you to make me come even before you penetrate. If you can do that, your 3 minutes is just going to be a icing on the cake. Learn how to do that. Most time when they are telling you, I'm not enjoying it, you are not doing it, or they are sad, or they feel you are not doing it the right way, they just can't tell you that it is not all about penetration. Touch me here, lick me here, do this, do that. That's what they want to tell you. But they can't bring themselves to say that. And then you now start getting worried about lasting 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Most women don't even want that. All right?
Okay. So probably is there a way I can get you privately apart from the WhatsApp TV?
Yes, I'm going to drop my number at the end of the show, okay?
Okay.
All right. What I just told you is a deep secret and it's very, very... I'm a sex therapist. I see couples. I see people. This is very, very common. They are telling you, I'm not enjoying it, not because you are not lasting for 10 minutes. Stop drinking, rubbing, cooking up. I don't know how to say this. My last caller. Sorry. Good morning. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning.
My own problem is I'm so used to condom that I cannot have sex without condom, so I don't know what to do.
Uh-uh. Are you married?
No, no, no.
So why is there a problem? It's okay now.
For now, I can't stop it. I'm just taking care that to continue.
No, don't. You see, remove the fear. Come on, it's okay. I mean, that's the right thing to do for now. If you don't want to be celibate, if you want to have sex, that's the right thing to do. Condom is okay, and condom is not addictive.
That's where I have the problem because I am so addicted that if I try things without condom, that is not really what I don't understand.
Good. That means you have sex a lot of time.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so the first step you need to take is reduce the frequency. So if you are doing it 10 times a week, if possible, reduce it to once in 2 weeks. If you reduce the frequency, then taking away the condom is going to be very easy. Okay? All right. You're welcome. All right? Thank you, guys. I'm sorry. I can't take any more questions. But you could actually send me your questions to my Facebook, Intimate Talk with Tolu. So go to Facebook, search out for Intimate Talk with Tolu, inbox me your question. Follow me on Instagram, Intimate Talk with Tolu. And of course, those of you that has been asking for these videos, you could actually download them on my YouTube, Intimate Talk with Tolu. All right. And before I go, do not forget about the dating party. The dating party. You guys should start making payment. It's peanuts. And I don't want anybody to come and say, oh, Dr. Tolu, I mean, a lot have been going on this show. I don't need to go on and on about this. Guys, you are single, you want to mingle, you want to have fun. That's why, in fact, I'm planning that I'm going to be wearing white every day of my show till dating party because it's going to be a white gig. I mean, it's very easy. Almost every one of us has a white attire. You know, get a white top, a white dress, a white jeans. You know, just come and look good and mingle. You are single. I'm passionate about this. As in, when I see people who are single, who are looking for serious relationship that could lead to marriage, come on. You don't know how this makes me feel. And you, of course, if you are single and you want to get married, please reach out to me. I have a lot. I say this a lot of time that the good girls are in the matchmaker's office. I could testify to that. It is the good girls that are looking for husband. It is the virgins that are looking for husband. You know, I want to know how many virgins that are registered with me. I say that a lot of time. People don't believe me. People who have been married to a virgin in intimate matchmaking could testify to that. Please, or to virgins, all right? Please, come on. Register for intimate matchmaking. I need you guys. I need people that want to match. I have women, I'm looking for husband for them. I have men, I'm looking for wives for them. Guys, register for intimate matchmaking. And all of you that are calling me and telling me, Dr. Tolu, I don't have money. Can you get me a good woman that have money? I will not do that. Oh. I'm not going to do that. You should at least be able to feed your child, your wife, and a child. I mean, be able to feed yourself, your child, yourself, your wife, and a child. Even if you need help, that shouldn't be, if that is the top of your table, in your scale of preference, there is a problem. The marriage is dead on arrival. You want to marry a woman because she has money. It's dead on. I don't want to be a part of that. So you guys that are calling me, I've done this for men. I've done this for men who doesn't have money, who are genuine. I've connected them to women who has money. But this is not sugar daddy, sugar mommy arrangement. These are men that, you know, these ones are genuine. They are struggling. They have something doing. Maybe all the money are not just coming. But not somebody that feel, oh, Dr. Tolu, and you know, a lot of women are looking for a husband. Match, who tell you? Please, if you don't have anything doing, there's no point bothering calling me because you are even going to pay for my services. They are not free. Okay? All right? So that brings me back to the dating party before I forget. I'm trying to look for the number. All right. So to become part of the dating party, wow. Okay, I'm going to drop my number for you. All you need to do is text dating party to 081 845 75377. 081 845 75377. Text the word dating party. Dating party is going to be happening on the island, in Lagos Island. I'm not going to disclose the venue. Only those that paid. Token, just pay. And of course, if you want to support this program, you want to partner with us, you want to sell something, you want to bring goodies for people, freebies, feel free to be a part of this. The more the merrier. Okay, let's have fun. Let's enjoy each other. Let's just have fun. And for the singles, whether you are mature single, you are 40, you are 50, you are 60. I have people who are registered with me. I have 65 years old, 70 years old registered with me for matchmaking. So it doesn't matter. No matter your age, you want to mingle, you want to have fun, register for this dating party. But you must be single, okay? The dating party, so it's not that you have your wife or your husband at home and you're coming for dating party. We don't want black markets. All right, guys. If you want to reach Dr. Tolu for matchmaking, for counseling, for sex therapy, all you need to do is to